What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Do?
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danins poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danins among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just... unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegus was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration, to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegus was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry. That probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shion. I'm sure we will.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegus mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign, though it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma, the same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it! I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Hey! What's got into Alphen and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Yes! Yes!
Balsif had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right, too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay. Ah!
Seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danan doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else. What could this be?
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current Sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former Lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming Sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the Sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, Sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
We've got all the ingredients for that recipe now!
Great! I'll let you cook then.
Wait, what?
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch? Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much... For them not wanting to fight.
Hold! I am Lord Dohalim of Elda Menencia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
Burn!
Here!
Damn it!
Field!
Go to hell!
Here! Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
It's
almost too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest. Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
That's my cue!
Shut him down. I'm ready!
Redwell! Astral energy! Full throttle! Oh, sparkling stars of light! Here goes! By the power of water! Mega ray!
Fire support!
Meteor storm! Too much to handle!
No cause to break
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! A whirling fury!
I'm ready!
Elder! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Dance in the wind!
Take this! Dance on the
I'm ready! Kitara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
I won't forgive you!
The flames will roar!
Here, circle!
I can't get out of this!
Here, let me help!
I'm grateful.
First aid!
Sorry to
More
trouble.
with these ones
do
can
the
run
same
rings
for me.
around us!
Ready and raring!
Hit!
Down on the ground! You're mine! Soaring
Radiant blast! Searing flame! Reload! Raging cascade!
I can carve through armor!
Lightning condemned!
Dragon swarm!
Thunder! Illuminate the dark!
Too fast!
Kisara! Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
Raging cascade!
Double team!
Reload!
Radiant
In a vine!
Here!
Pierce through!
I'm out of it! I'm all stuffed up!
Swordling
take it?
Alpha! Burn in hell! Take this!
Now, Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Here's a healing art!
Stars of light!
First aid!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Oh,
Sonic
stars
Thrust!
of light! Rain
I'll
down!
face you! Swallow
Take
blade! Down on the
This
ground!
Demon
Radiant
Fang!
Pierce!
I'm ready!
Alphen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Step back! This one's all law!
Get lost!
Oh,
Win!
violent
Begin!
storm!
Denied!
Mirage!
Lightning condemned!
Eat dirt!
Radiant Frost Blade!
Raging cascade!
Radiant flight!
Ignite!
Tornado drive!
Reload!
A new lease on life!
Benediction light!
Winds of heaven!
Heal!
Gemini!
Eternal Devastation!
Magna Ray!
Double C
By the power of water!
Execute!
Magna Ray!
Elusive demon! What?
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for! Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Take this!
Winds of
Rising
heaven!
Beast coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! This one's all mine! Rise not today!
Healing circle!
Don't suffer in silence!
Lightning! Back into the fray!
Winds of
Nothing
heaven!
can
Dragon
stop me!
Swarm!
Magna Ray!
Demon light!
By the power of
Shine! Radiant
Gemini!
light! Force of regeneration! Shine! Radiant light!
Radiant light! Searing flame! Reload!
Eternal Devastation!
Into the shadows! Magna Ray!
I'll be safe!
Annihilation! Will this help?
Shuffling Flame!
Let the marksman handle
Where
this!
that came from?
I never miss!
Down on the ground!
Not in your dreams!
No dawn in a
Need to
vine!
pull myself together.
Raging cascade!
One more!
Shine! Radiant light!
A whirling here's a healing art! First aid!
Winds of heaven!
Being interrupted.
Hold nothing back! Rising
Can you take
Wyvern!
it?
Ready to go!
Stockpile!
You're mine!
Gravitas field! Mega ray!
Benediction!
Annihilation! I'll heal you all!
Demon Fang!
Raging
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll
I'll heal you all! Shining Supernova! Healing the wind! In here!
Double demon fang!
I'm waiting this one!
Time!
Far enough!
Lightning!
Bloody
Annihilation! Holy Mary!
Glacial Spear!
Shine!
Pierce
Radiant
evil!
light!
The flame
Nourish it!
Burning
Regenerate!
strike! Dance in the wind!
Don't suffer in
Sword
silence.
rock field!
A whirling
Take
struggle.
this! Winds of heaven! First force!
No further!
I'll heal you all!
This is it. Couldn't make it in time.
Air thrust! Healing circle! Ready!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Freeze laser! Heal force! Illuminate the
Leave
dark!
everlasting me.
Mega ray! My wasp!
Another incantation. It's in your hands now.
Lightning! Raging!
No more
cascade.
playing nice! I'll heal you all! Think again! Take it! Here goes! Will this help?
Winds of heaven! First
Healing down! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Tear you apart!
Freeze Lancer! I'll bring you back from death to victory! Here, let me help! One's mine! First aid! Here's a healing art!
What's this?
First aid! Meteor! Radiant
Anything in armor is all mine!
In this world!
Radiant Pierce!
I'm ready! Stars of light! Rain down! Now! Redwell! Astral energy! Full throttle!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons. Out of our way!
For my lord!
Break this night.
Lightning orb!
Everlasting
Power
dark.
orb!
Negative gate.
Mega Ray!
On your
Nothing
knees.
gets
I'm
by
going
me!
in.
Bring
With
him down!
astral energy!
Will this help?
Stalagmite.
Locked and loaded!
I'll heal you all!
Swallow blade.
Healing
Thank
circle!
you, everlasting
Stars
dark.
of light!
Negative
Rain
gate.
down!
Pull myself.
I'll burn it all. Flaming pillar. Fire.
There! Finish one!
Mega Ray! By every
Stockpile! More with us!
Shattering the
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah? And the bubbling to me!
Raging
Glacial
cascade!
Spear! Here's Evil! Here, let me help! First aid! Here's a healing art!
Rising
First aid!
It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle!
A whirling struggle!
Double demon.
Winds of heaven!
See what I can
Here!
do!
My
Here!
shield. Sword of spear.
Radiant Pierce! Here! Lord of the Stockpile!
Flame rock. I'll burn it all. Flaming pillar. Fire.
Law, get toasty!
Bird strike!
I'm all stocked up!
Down
Where
here.
is you going?
Rotating fire!
Finish it.
Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished. I can feel my power growing.
Hey, look at that enemy! It's shining!
An opponent like this should be easy.
Need to learn, damn it!
One more!
I'll thank you. Now, while it's reeling,
Take it down!
I won't show you any mercy.
Here's a healing art! First aid!
Resonate with the earth.
Annihilation!
Mega Ray! Nothing gets by me! Annihilation!
More with the stockpile!
Burning
Strike! More with that!
Here's a healing art!
Burn!
First aid! It's weakened!
This ends
Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Will this help?
Swallow blade.
Thunder field!
Coming through. Ha! Now!
Rising Wyvern!
First aid!
Here, let me help.
First aid! Raging cascades!
Water, hear my call!
Whirling struggle!
Glacial spear,
Here's
here's
even!
evil!
Freeze Lancer!
Everyone hanging in there?
The soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Little help!
Water! This one's mine!
Down on the ground! Spread!
Shine!
A whirling struggle!
Burning regeneration!
Winds of heaven! I think I'll pass on the marksman handle this!
Armor won't save you!
Allow me to help you.
Rising
Freeze
Wyvern!
Lancer! Here's a healing art! First aid!
Here, let me help.
Forgive me.
First aid!
This is
Here's
my
a healing art! First aid! I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar!
Benediction
Dragon
light.
Swarm!
First aid! Air thrust! Steering
I'll bring you down.
Another incantation ruin.
Soaring blast!
Here! Sleep now! I'll heal you all! I'll be
Begin.
this way!
The tempest in
Healing circle!
I owe you one.
Champion
Dragon Form!
Water! Hear my call! Raging cascade! In here! More
I am not beyond fury.
Here I go.
Rangers made one! Gemini
Ignite!
the healing memory! Steering flame! Reload!
Here, let me help.
Behold, the Earth pulse. Tectonic vision.
Here, let me help.
Raging first aid!
Infernal
Now
Torrent!
you see what I can do.
Reload!
I'm out of it. Back into the form.
Annihilation! Lightning! Deal!
Flash!
More for the stockpile!
Demon
Healing
Fang!
circle.
Thunder heal!
Ready to go.
More where that came
Take
from!
this! Severing
Lightning
Wing!
orb! Healing illuminate the
You're
dark!
on!
Come forth, holy land!
The blade is yours to be let
Charge
free!
like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to
Flaming
stop.
thrust!
Lightning raging water! Steering flame! Reload! I never miss! Air drop!
Take this.
Sonic thrust!
Pieces.
You're on! Stardust!
Strike!
Glacial spear.
Negative
You're
death.
on!
On your knees.
Freeze Lancer! I'll heal you all!
Sonic
Take
thrust!
again! Pathetic!
I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire!
Shine.
Dragon
Radiant
Form!
light.
Cascade! Here's a healing art! Illuminate the
Double
dark!
Demon Fang!
I'll face
Holy
you.
glimmer! Holy lantern! Healing!
You picked the wrong fight!
Burning! Radiant! Pierce! Raging!
Another
Storm!
arrow. Demon
Second
light.
Super!
Alpha!
It's time.
Radiant
Burn
Fire!
Light up!
Demon Fang!
Burning!
Soaring Alpha!
Take
Blew away!
the tempest engulfs
Illuminate
you.
the dark! Lightning!
I can carve through armor.
Rising Wyvern!
Healing!
Force Blast!
Will this help?
Time to let it
Resonate with
rip!
the earth.
Raging storm! Healing circle!
Stalagmite.
I'll heal you
I'm
all in
rounding you
struggle!
apart.
I'm ready!
This
Winds
one's
of
mine.
heaven!
Bloody
Will this help?
You're
Need to
mine!
pull my
Healing circle!
Demon
Here.
Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Double
Here's a
Demon
healing
Fang!
art!
Bathe
First aid!
Raging you a bloody
Where are
howling.
you going?
Double Demon Fang!
Magic is there! Air thrust!
Negative gate.
Water! Hear my call! Air blood!
No art to be interrupted.
Energy!
Down on the ground.
Gemini
Tornado
Alpha!
drive.
Radiant energy!
Rising Wyvern!
Rotating pile
Here,
drive.
let me help. Sleep now. First aid! I'll be here I go! Help this! Radiant wind!
I'm taking too much damage.
All mine!
I'll heal you all!
No escape! Demon Fang! Burn in hell!
Here's a healing art! First aid!
Here I come!
Steering flame! Reload! I'm out of it! Back into the
Eternal
flame!
devastation!
Yes, in the wind! I'll heal you all!
Be
I'll
still!
face you.
Magic healing!
Far enough.
You're mine!
Now, it's over! Astral energy! Full throttle!
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Gotta break through!
Glacial Spear!
In a bind?
Prepare to be
Freeze Lancer!
Elusive deity!
Armor won't save you!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Reload!
Explosive ring!
Where are you going?
Demon Lance!
Shining Supernova!
Take this!
Dance in the
You
wind!
picked
Healing
the
Arc!
wrong fight!
In here! First aid! I'll be saving
Demon
you!
Blast!
Water! Hear my call!
Destruction!
Eagle
Illuminate the dark! Glacial Spear!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Leave the charges to me!
Severing Wind!
Another incantation ruined.
Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! Freeze Lancer! I'm all stopped up! Dance in the wind! I'll heal you all! A whirling struggle! Healing circle! Winds of heaven! Burst forth! Need to escape now!
Can't get out of this!
Will this help? Illuminate the dark! Magic is there! Holy Land! Too much to handle? Radiant burn! Here! Lightning condemned! Illuminate! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Will this help?
Shockwave Flash!
To everlasting darkness!
Healing
Negative
circle!
gaze!
Stay!
On your
Just
knees!
wait!
Rising Wiper!
Annihilation! Mega Ray!
Art of being interrupted!
Rising Wiper!
Light axe lightning Mega Ray!
Can you take it?
Here goes! Where are you going?
Tempest!
Holy Land!
You're mine! Severing Wind! Finish it!
Zora! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
A whirling struggle! Here!
Take this!
Winds of heaven!
I'm ready!
Zora! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
I don't think I'm going to be able to do any more healing for now.
No choice!
Engaging! Not on my watch!
Can you take it?
Radiant here! Where would that came
Ignite!
from? Watch and bleed! They really don't give
Take
up,
this.
do they?
You're mine!
Hear me! Flame of tension! Strike! Water! Hear my call! Spread!
Down on the ground!
Unit strike! Lightning condemned! Spread!
Armor won't save you!
Burning strike!
Radiant light!
Freeze Lancer! I can't heal you forever! Holy Land! Water! Hear my call! Spread!
Down on the
There.
ground!
Radiant roar! Mega Ray! A new leaf on life! Don't get in my way! Illuminate Here's the healing arc! First aid! Here, let me help! First aid!
Not today!
Here's a healing arc! First aid! In the wind! Air Glacial Spear! Here's the
Take
evil!
this!
I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this!
Deus Roar! Annihilation! Mega Ray! I never miss! A whirling struggle! Glacial Spear!
Take this!
Thunder! Shield! Searing flame! Reload!
Elusive
Spread!
deity!
A whirling
Dating
struggle!
pile driver!
The winds of heaven!
Vacuum blade!
Shine!
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil!
I'll smash you!
Freeze Lancer! Searing flame! Reload! I'll heal you all!
Elusive deity!
Here, let me help! Thanks so much! Alphen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
On your knees!
Megasonic thrust!
Searing flame! Reload!
In a bind?
Lightning orb! Gravitas field!
Megasonic thrust!
Annihilation!
Soaring blast!
Winds of heaven! Burning strike! Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! Freeze Lancer! Air thrust!
Sonic thrust!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning cyclone!
Water, hear my call!
Red!
Ready and rarely! Swallow blade! Glacial spear! Pierce powder!
Infernal turret!
Here I go!
Air pressure! Finish it!
Law! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
I have a bad feeling. About this.
I see one! Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Hear my call!
Take down their defense, leaving you
Power trouble!
Here I
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Take this!
Burning
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that! Glacial spear! Here's the evil!
Regenerate!
Freeze Lancer!
Don't suffer.
I'm ready!
Astral energy! Full throttle! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer!
Benediction.
Holy
Manta
red!
ray! Annihilation!
Take this!
Radiant light.
Burning shining world! Blow of light!
You're mine!
I've used too
Here
much.
goes! Gravity!
Here's a healing arc! Think again! Here's a healing arc!
Hero's first aid!
Here, let me help.
Forgive me.
Here's a healing arc!
Twins!
First aid!
Keep it go! Sonic thrust! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Double
I can handle it! First aid!
Regenerate.
Glacial spear! Pierce the evil!
Double Demon Fang!
Freeze Lancer!
Next! Demon Fang!
Glacial spear! I never fit!
The everlasting
Eat dirt!
Radiant pierce!
Take this!
Into the
No
shadow!
dawn shall break this
Dragon
night.
form!
Got it! Annihilation!
Now I'm in the
A new lease on life!
I couldn't make it.
Let me help! First aid!
Eagle of
Radiant pierce! Lightning strike! I'm all stuffed up!
Right now!
Annihilation!
Won't save you!
Mega ray!
Shine! Radiant light!
Far enough!
Regeneration! Now I'm in the groove! Regenerate!
We're not
Whole field!
Allow me to
Mega ray!
Shine! What's this? It's time.
Water! Rock! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Lightning strike!
Down on the ground!
Lightning!
Piercing!
Down low!
Tear you apart! Penumbra!
Mega ray! Here's a healing arc!
Watch this!
Look sharp! First aid! I'll bring you back from death
Can you
to
take it?
this!
I'm ready!
Resuscitation! Doubling! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
There's always room for improvement.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for. Let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahnan astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.